Welcome back to Inside Politics. We're talking today to two Metro Council members, Bob Mendes and Steve Glover, about the challenges facing our city and in some cases the region, certainly from the pandemic going on right now with the virus, and also with Metro's particular problems recovering from the tornado and its fragile budget situation. Gentlemen, you get lots of calls from constituents. Are you seeing a double whammy for some people in Nashville? Folks who got devastated by the tornado and now perhaps they've lost their jobs and lost other income because of what happened now with the virus?
Because I have the old Councilmanic District 12 that I served in. Obviously, it's still around, but with fewer homes than it was a month ago. I'm certainly seeing and hearing from people, in the Donaldson and Hermitage area. Not that I'm not hearing from folks all over town, but the Donaldson and Hermitage area took a very hard hit, as did North Nashville, as did East Nashville. I've really kind of focused to try and help the council members out in that part of town deal with things. I know the other at-large council members have been helping the other district council members as they're needing things, but I definitely am, Pat, and I think by doing this show, frankly, right now is one of the things that we need to be doing to give folks information, because we're trying to figure out how do we help everybody. This virus has changed the way we're doing business, so I think this is a good way for us to communicate.
Bob, you do a lot of bankruptcy work as a lawyer. You're seeing the impact of this, particularly what may be coming in terms of what this is going to do to the economy and to unemployment.
Yeah, I think the job loss and business closures that I'm hearing about this week far surpass the busiest point of the 08-09 downturn. And I'm expecting, when the unemployment numbers come out in the next few weeks, just staggering.
The council last Tuesday night, in terms of tornado relief, approved an extra $26 million in bond funds to repair schools and government buildings and other expenses. Is that what we need to be doing, or is that just a down payment? We're going to have still more to come in terms of approving that.
I suspect that it's a down payment with more to come. It seems like a lifetime ago that the tornado came through, but it's only a couple weeks, and the power's just really been on everywhere for a few days. There will be more damage that needs to be taken care of as assessment is completed.
Steve, the total bond package that was approved by the council for spending is about $180 million. That's pretty small compared to previous years, and one of the things that got left out in terms of schools was building the new high school out in Bellevue. Folks out there have been working for a long time to get a high school back out in that area. Are they just out of luck for right now?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I think what we did the other night was probably a prudent thing to do at this very moment, given the situation we are and happen to be in financially here in Nashville. One of the questions I asked throughout the committee meeting last Monday and then on the floor again Tuesday is, when we kind of get our feet back on the ground and understand where we are financially in the city, can we revisit all of these issues? Because life is going to continue. This will end. We'll come out of this. We just have to collectively work together. So I certainly don't think the people of Bellevue should feel like that they've lost. I think the priorities have changed right now, given the circumstances.
Let me ask you both, in the wake of what's going on with the coronavirus and what's going on with recovering from the tornado, there were already disputes about whether Metro, in terms of its spending for government, has a spending problem or a revenue problem. Has this changed your mind in any way? Steve, I know you're more on the side of we have a spending problem. Bob, you more on the maybe we don't have enough money. You still there now?
Well, we definitely don't have enough money now, because the city is hemorrhaging sales tax revenue in an unknown amount. I understand the Omni Hotel, I think Tuesday night, had something like 10 hotel rooms sold, and the convention center has essentially got no cars parking in it. It just indicates what we know, that the economy is largely stopped. We're going to have to, as a city, figure out. We already had no savings, no reserve, no rainy day fund, and now with sales tax revenue taking a hit, it's going to be hard to work through.
Steve, nobody's a big favor. Nobody likes the idea of raising taxes, but in this case, is it going to be inevitable to have to do something because the government's going to run out of money just to do the things it's already doing?
Well, I think at this point we need to have a good, firm conversation. I think that we need to just be candid with one another. I think we have to respect one another on where we are with these particular issues. I'm not willing to say at this particular time, if the tax needs to be increased, certainly at what percentage. I think right now, given the tornado and given this virus, given the number of people who perhaps have in fact lost their jobs, not temporarily, but possibly permanently, I think we need to be very cautious on how we proceed, and so I hope we do. I don't know the answer. I think that we have to be very diligent in our approach, and I believe that we have to be very candid with the people of Nashville, and transparency will be more important now than perhaps ever.
Bob, for the last 2 years, you sponsored property tax increase requests in the council. Both of them have failed. So you've already indicated you're going to do that again this year before all these other things came up. Are you going to do that? And have you had to increase the amount you're thinking about just because of all these things that have happened?
Well, with the crises of the last few weeks, I don't have all the data yet that I would need to make a final decision about that. Frankly, the mayor ran all last summer on the idea that before we could consider a rate increase, he wanted downtown to pay its fair share. Since then, I think he's gotten some $50 million of additional revenue out of downtown. So I'm expecting that he may propose a rate increase, and I just got to see where he's at before I make a decision what to do.
So you think the mayor may be changing his mind? He ran last year when he got elected basically saying he didn't think, he voted against both the tax increases you proposed, and he pretty much opposed one going into this year saying we just need to be better spenders. You think he may be changing his mind about that?
Well, I heard him on the campaign trail dozens of times answer this question with some version of it would be unfair to ask people to pay more on property taxes until downtown paid its fair share. I never really heard a blanket no from him on that. So I've expected from the beginning, with all the effort into getting more money from downtown, that the math is we need more revenue, and that's where I've expected the mayor to be.
Metro Councilman at Large Bob Mendes and Steve Glover, also a councilman at large, are our guests on Inside Politics. We're about to continue our conversation with them after you watch these messages.